is the one you have all been waiting for. I am going to be reviewing the highly anticipated new release from the House of DUA Fragrances. First of all, check this presentation. I mean, look at this box. Beautiful, beautiful. It says DUA on it. It's magnetic now, sort of, kind of. And then it's got this insert, but this is Savage Elixir. Now, I'm just kidding about the box for Clone House. They're one of the few that actually have boxes, and these are way nicer than the other ones. Anyway, this is a clone of Dior Sauvage Elixir, the new release from Dior. And I don't know why people wanted this. I don't know why people were hyped about this. I bought it to review it. That said, I would not have otherwise ever bought this. There's no reason for it. So clones are either usually for a couple of reasons. Either get a clone because it's hard to find, it's discontinued, or they don't make it anymore, whatever, it's hard to find. Number two, it's super expensive. And number three, performance or longevity suck, and you're hoping that the clone will somehow be better, which DUA is known for that because they load it with ISOE Super and Ambroxan. I mean, they don't really even try to hide that. That's the DUA power. Sam used to show himself actually pouring in the Ambroxan and ISOE Super, pouring it into something. I don't believe these are made in Sam's house. That'll be a whole nother video. Anyway, I'm not trying to get into a clone discussion right now, but so the reasons are, either it's discontinued, you can't get it anymore. Performance projection sucks, or it's super expensive. Okay, this performs and projects amazing. Okay, the original, what it copies, Sauvage Elixir performs extremely well. I'm talking 2 or 3 sprays, and it's going to last you all day, and it projects. So performance was not a reason to clone it. Nor is it obviously hard to get or discontinued. It's brand new. It just came out. And I don't see this going away, seeing how well it's been received for quite some time. So that leaves us with price. And sure, it seems cheaper. This was, like $50 after discount, I think, maybe 48 from DUA. Okay, for a 30 mil. And Sauvage is 150. Now, mind you, you can get it for 130, even 120 a lot of times. So, you can get it cheaper, and that's brand new. There's just like DUA has sales on the weekend, even though it doesn't hold on to DUA. So they always have sales, giving you the kind of illusion that their products are worth more than they are, right? They put them on the site for 60 or 70 bucks. You go on there and you're like, oh, wow, like in your head, I'm getting a deal because they got 30% off this weekend, or they got 15% off during the week. The reality is they're never that full price because they're not worth that price. They're not actually valued at that price. But it gives you a perception that you're always getting a deal. They're not the only company that does this. Anybody who's been around a Kohl's or anything like that, a department store, they'll say like, MSRP. It'll be like a suit that's like fucking shit. And it'll be like, MSRP $800. On sale for 99 bucks, okay? So nobody would ever pay whatever the MSRP was, supposedly their own value, for that. You would pay what it's actually marked out on sale for, okay? And then when you go through your checkout, you get your receipt. It says, you saved $80 million today, and you feel like you just basically got away with a highway robbery. So that brings me back to this whole point. The best sale with DUA gives you 30% off on this. Say it's around 50 bucks, 30 mil. Dior Sauvage is a 60 mil, so that puts this at about 100 bucks, okay, compared to Dior Sauvage, which is 120, maybe 130. Are you saving money? Yes. Are you saving a lot of money? No. Is it worth the 20 bucks you're saving to get a clone? I don't think so. Maybe it is to other people. I haven't smelled this yet, but I'm just saying, like, we know the quality of the ingredients are not the same. Which another thing that's annoying about DUA, and I'm not trying to attack DUA, and I know it's coming off that way, but it's just frustrating to me, is especially with their Rojas. You have Roja Dove that's like $5,000, $1,000, and Massam's like, oh, it's a 1-to-1 ingredient match. It's the same. No. Even if it's a 1-to-1 match, so you use both have iris. You both have, cardamom, whatever's in there. It doesn't mean it's the same quality of ingredients, and I can guarantee it's not the same quality of ingredients because these clone houses aren't using the same quality of ingredients that Roja Dove is using. So it's misleading because it makes the buyer, think that, oh, this is the same. You one-to-one ingredient match. It's not the same. I guarantee you smell a Roja, a real Roja, and you compare it to a clone of a Roja, don't care what clone house it's from, they don't smell the same. Similar scent profiles? Yes. Similar quality? Hell no. So, anyway, that's my rant. I'm going to review this. I'm sure it smells like Sauvage Elixir. I'm sure it performs, projects like crazy. To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think you'd be better off getting a decant of the real thing or just waiting until it's on sale and picking up the real thing. Again, yes, it's expensive because, it's a 60 mil and it's 120 on sale, 130 on sale. The reality of it is, and just so you know, Ulta had it for 120 the other day, and then Macy's just had it for 130. But when you factor in that you can wear 2 or 3 sprays of that, and it lasts all day and projects all day, that's going to last you easily, as long as more than 100 mil. You double that, 120 mil, it's going to last you longer than your normal 100 mil anyway. So when you figure that in, that you're using half the sprays, if that, it's actually not a bad price on it. It just looks it because you're getting a small bottle. So anyway, let's get into this. Those that know the scent profile, this isn't really going to be a whole lot me digging into that because I've already reviewed Sauvage Elixir on the site. I'm just going to compare them and see how they kind of smell, in comparison to each other. Sauvage Elixir, it's a darker, deeper, more fougere kind of version of Sauvage. Okay, it has a Sauvage DNA, even though a lot of people say it doesn't. It absolutely does. But it is the furthest away from the original and the most unique of the Sauvages. It's much more mature. The ambroxan's dialed down a lot. The lavender's amped up a lot, and there's additional spices in it to make it kind of a spicier, darker, slightly less sweet, with still having sweetness. Fragrance certainly leans more mature. It's certainly stronger. So that about sums up what the scent profile is like. Let's go ahead and just compare them. Like I said, I have not given this a wearing. I just got it. So this is going to be first impressions. I'm not going to be able to speak to performance projection. Again, I have no doubt this is going to last all day. The original lasts all day. There's no reason the cologne oil with ambroxan and ISOE super added to it shouldn't. So that's the DUA. Smelling it from here. We're in the air. Look at that atomizer. Can't beat that atomizer either. All right. Man, these are strong. Both of them. It's probably going to be hard to compare because I'm going to be picking it up in the air. I'm going to give it a minute. Give it a minute to settle down. So, anyway, I know it's, I go on these tangents, I go on these rants. I can't help myself. I get annoyed because of just kind of the misinformation or, the illusion. Like some of the DUAs, and I get it if you just want a smaller bottle or something like that, but some of the DUAs, like anything from the Parfums de Marly line, Percival or Leighton or Galloway, price per mil is about the same as the real deal. I just don't understand. Buy the real one. It's certainly, in anybody who says you can't tell a difference is absolutely wrong. If you compare them 1-to-1, as I've done in my review videos, there's a hell of a difference in them. Quality-wise, they smell similar. I don't know that a stranger is going to be able to pick it up. You really have to be comparing them, but you can absolutely smell it. And if you're somebody like us who's super into fragrances, and probably anybody watching this channel, you can be able to tell a quality difference. But it is what it is. It's your money, and it's not just for DUA. It's just kind of goes in general. Some things make more sense to clone, but when the price is higher on DUAs, even with the sale, it kind of makes it, more questionable. Now, something like Greenlee or Carlisle, which kind of runs higher, or even Ocean, I get that more. Those are more expensive, but the cheaper Parfums de Marly's like Leighton, Percival, and Galloway and stuff like that, even Sedley, you can get those cheap. You can get it for $125 in the marketplace usually for a full-size bottle. It's a 4.2 ounce bottle. So price per mil is about the same. Anyway, let's get this. This is a DUA. It smells sweet already, I can tell you right now. I haven't even smelled the real one. Now, the opening in the air smelled very familiar. And it smelled like Elixir from when I've worn it. This smells super sweet. And I haven't smelled it on paper, so maybe this does too. No. This has a sweeter vibe to it. On paper in the opening, almost like a kind of like a 540 vibe. The saffron, the sweet saffron. This you're getting more of kind of like a Kula-y vibe in the opening. It's woodier, and again, kind of darker, and you're getting a Kula-y vibe. This has a very kind of sweet, much sweeter opening on the paper. The general scent profile is similar, but it smells almost like there was like 540 in this from the saffron. Whereas this is darker. Now, I'm going to give them a sec, see if it changes a whole lot. I'm going to also wear these on the skin. What I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to spray the real one on my left, or whatever, probably my left, and then DUA on my right, and then be able to compare them on skin, the opening, the mid, dry down, as well as longevity and projection. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll do a follow-up video. Right now, these, honestly, I thought they were going to be a lot closer. It's not, again, I'm not, trying to talk bad about DUA. Nothing to do with DUA in that regard. I imagine when the other clone houses come up with their version, it's going to smell similar. Okay? So it's not DUA, because they're all using pretty much the same clone houses or houses. Yeah, this is a lot darker. These are not the same. Especially, I don't know, maybe when the dry down are. This is sweeter. It smells similar, but this is a lot sweeter. So anybody else who has both, I'd love to hear your comparison if you can test them side by side to make sure I'm not crazy. But this smells sweeter, which honestly, given how powerful this is, I don't prefer that. It smells, again, like if there's like saffron was like, if you had Baccarat Rouge 540 basically, and you mixed it, which I'm sure it's just a matter of time before they do that as well. But they're not as close as I was thinking they were going to be. I'd say maybe 80. Yeah, it's a lot sweeter. This is dark and spicy. And this is like, it smells good, but the reason I'm making that face is not that it smells bad. It's that it just isn't what I'm anticipating I'm going to smell. And then I smell it, I'm like, oh, this is sweet. So anyway, given that to me, at least now, first impressions, okay, we'll see, again, after I have an actual chance to wear it. Because everybody knows on your skin it's different. It develops, it's different. Maybe the dry down's a lot closer. If these were 95% close or better, I could get why somebody might buy this to save a little money, or because you don't want to buy the whole 60 mil. Okay? I get it. I don't think it's in my opinion, I wouldn't do it, but I get it. There's certainly, that's rational. But when they're not close, in my opinion, this is 80, 85 maybe % close. It's not worth the money. I'm gonna keep it. I know, again, whole thing with DUA again. They say they're ready to go when you get them. Clearly, we all know a lot of times they change after they sit because they mix these. As soon as they get the oils, they mix them. So, anytime you do that, you got to let it sit. Performance gets better as it macerates. Then it continues to get better, obviously, as it matures. But these aren't that close. If you've never smelled Savage Elixir, does it smell good? Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. And honestly, with that sweetness, you might get a lot of compliments. I don't know, but it's just not. It's just not it. So anyway, I'm sorry if anybody's offended by this. I'm not trying to shit on DUA. Now, some of the stuff I said, I 100% have issues with. Again, the 1-to-1 ingredient match and how they portray that, I absolutely have a problem with that. But that aside, I obviously like DUA. I've been buying from DUA. I don't like to see kind of where it's going, how it's kind of changed over time, but that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of my tangent. I will do a full wearing tomorrow in comparison when I've actually had a chance to wear it on the skin. So my first impressions, 80, 85% maybe. Hopefully the dry down gets closer.